Leo's Farm. Today I'm going to show you how to make our Nana's chicken spaghetti. It's actually her mother's chicken spaghetti, so it would have been Gigi's chicken spaghetti. But I tend to think of it as Nana's chicken spaghetti since I only knew Gigi for a few years. Nana's now in her 90s and we think of her as our Energizer Bunny. The first time I learned this recipe, and I was living with her, going to college in the summer, and I just asked her, what's your recipe for chicken spaghetti? And she said, why don't we make it and you can watch? And so I did, and I wrote as close to the measurements and everything as I could work out as she was doing it. She double checked it, and I've been making it ever since. I'll leave the ingredients on the film as it's going. I will note that I'm going to be using dried minced onion. My youngest right now is in a whole I don't like onions phase, so you wanted to use a chopped onion instead of the minced onion, but you'll see me using the minced onion, and that's why. The first step in making Nana's chicken spaghetti is if you don't have canned chicken or you're not using leftover cooked chicken, you need to boil your chicken. I have about 4 or 5 chicken legs in here, and that should be enough. So we're going to remove the chicken from the broth here. I'm just going to let it cool down. You're going to need 14.5 ounces of chicken broth. So I'm just going to pour off that much, and then I'm going to add some water to this to make my noodles. I like to reuse it in order to keep the nutrients and everything. Just like regular spaghetti, you're going to want to boil your water to a boil, and I'm going to make my noodles just like regular spaghetti noodles. You're going to need 16 ounces, a pound of uncooked noodles, and you're going to make them according to the package. You need about 2 cups. I probably have a little bit more than 2 cups of chicken here because, like I said, I need to use up these chicken legs I had out. You can chop up leftover chicken. If you have more or less, that's fine. This is one of those recipes where you really can economize and use your leftovers, or if you just have a couple pieces of chicken, it's fine. You'll make it work. You want 2 cans of mushroom soup. If you have celery soup or cream of chicken soup, that will also work. You need 1 can of diced tomatoes, approximately about 15 ounces. Sometimes I'm using my own. Sometimes I'm using my own canned tomatoes, and so ounces are good enough. You need 1 chopped onion. Like I said, I'm using these dried minced onions because of my kid's pickiness right now, and this is his favorite dish. But I really don't want to watch him picking out onions all day. So 1 small to medium chopped up onion. You need approximately 1 teaspoon of seasoning salt. And I'm just going to put a dash of cayenne in there. Mix that up. You can also add chopped up zucchini, chopped up squash. You can add, I've added chopped up acorn squash. You can add chopped up green pepper. You could even put mushrooms in here if you wanted to. It's a very versatile recipe. Noodles. That together. You're going to need about 3 cups of grated cheese, and you're going to use about 2 of them to mix in with the should get a bigger spoon. I accidentally grabbed this iced teaspoon. Just do an extra little sprinkle of seasoning salt on the top. And this is like Lowry seasoning salt, or if you've watched my video on how to make your own seasoning salt, that's what I'm using. Take the rest of the cheese and just sprinkle it on the top. And you want to mix in approximately a cup of chicken broth, which I just forgot to do, so I'm sort of pouring it on the top here. Okay. Now, the last thing I like to do, and I don't remember if Nana ever did this or not, but I just like to take a little bit of plain potato chips. You can use barbecue too, barbecue chips. I'll just sprinkle them on the top. A little shake of seasoning salt. I used a 9x13. You're going to put it in a preheated oven, 350, and you're baking it for 30 to 35 minutes until you see the cheese is melted and it's all bubbly and it looks mixed. Obviously everything is cooked in here, so you're just sort of blending the flavors and getting it thoroughly cooked. Okay, it's been 35 minutes and there is the chicken spaghetti. It's an easy recipe that it allows you to use leftover chicken or just, you know, a few pieces that you have laying there, and everybody loves it. You can increase the cheese if you want it cheesier. You can use different kinds of cheeses. If you got a bunch of odds and end cheeses, you can use those up. It's just a very versatile recipe, and I've never had any complaints, and everybody loves it. I hope you have fun with this recipe, and I'll see you next time at Canterbury Trails Farm.